Online services have had a big impact on our work and on our rest time in our modern lives. We use online services for all sorts of reasons, such as communicating, getting up-to-date information, purchasing products, or even paying our taxes. One of the most popular ways we use online services is for communication. Take Joey here. Joey's friends and families are spread across the whole world, and he wants an easy and cheap way to keep in touch with them. Online communication services can really help him with this. For example, maybe he has some pictures he has taken while on holiday and wants to share them with the rest of his family. He could use email for this by attaching his pictures to the email and adding all his family members' email addresses as recipients. This email will reach his family members almost instantly and won't cost Joey a thing. Another option for him to share these pictures is using social networking websites like Facebook. He could upload these pictures to his profile, and all his friends and family on the social networking website will see these new pictures appear in their newsfeed and comment on them. Another occasion where he might want to use online communication is if he wants to hold a real-time conversation with his friends. He could use instant messaging software to hold a text-based conversation with a friend or even a group of friends all at once. Or Joey could use video conferencing software, which works like a phone call but with video as well, so you can see the people you're talking to. This is much cheaper than traditional phone calls, especially if the people you're speaking to are in a different country. Email, social networking, instant messaging, and video conferencing are just a few online communication services that we use in our daily lives. There are many others, such as newsgroups and blogs, which have also made it cheaper and easier to communicate with others too. Communication is just one use of online services though. Another one that we use a lot is real-time information services. For example, Sandra here is about to take a trip to visit her friend that lives in France. She needs to catch a flight, but before she drives to the airport, she decides to check traffic reports to see if there are any problems. Traffic reports are just one example of online real-time information services. Oh no, the motorway is closed down and she won't be able to make her flight on time. Luckily, she can use online services to check train timetables too and see the departure and arrival times for trains. There is a train she can catch that will get her to the airport on time. While at the airport and waiting for her flight, Sandra decides she'd like to know what the weather is like in France and the latest current news. Weather reports and news services are both real-time information services provided online to provide up-to-date information. In France, her friend Jeremy is preparing to go pick Sandra up from the airport. Before he leaves, he checks the flight status updates online. Lucky he did, as Sandra's flight was delayed for an hour. Now he knows he won't arrive early and have to wait around till the plane arrives. Traffic reports, train timetables, weather reports, news services, and flight status updates are all really useful online real-time information services. Commerce services are online services that we use to buy and sell things over the internet as well as to manage our finances. Alice wants to buy a new video game. She doesn't know if she has enough money in her bank account to afford it though. Rather than spending the time travelling to her bank to find out, she used online banking. This lets her log into her account and check out how much money she has. Great, she has enough for the game. Alice wants to find the best price for the game though. She could go to the shops and look around all the different stores for the best price. But instead, she's going to save the time and do her purchasing online. Retail sales websites will let you quickly find what you want to buy so that you can easily compare prices between different websites to get the best one. She can then pay for it online and get it delivered. Alice is a little worried that the price of the game is still quite high, so she decides to check online auction websites like eBay to see if she can get a second-hand copy for cheaper. She finds the game going for half the price of the retail sales website and bids for the game. Her bid wins. The game won't arrive for a couple of days, so Alice decides to get a good book to read. Alice still doesn't even need to leave her home, but can get her book instantly thanks to electronic publishing. This allows her to download an ebook to an e-reader device immediately. Online banking, retail sales, auction sites, and electronic publishing are all commerce services that really change the way we shop and manage our money. One other type of online services that maybe you haven't used, but your parents might have, is online government services. Dylan runs his own business, and every year he needs to file a tax return to ensure he pays the right amount of tax on the profits his business makes. He used to fill out his tax returns on paper and post them, which would take a long time and he'd often make mistakes and need to start again. Now he uses online tax returns though. This allows him to complete the task quickly, it automatically checks for mistakes, and he gets a response back much quicker as it doesn't need to be sent by post. Dylan's business also benefited from online services when he applied for a business startup loan from the government. Much like with tax returns, Dylan was able to fill out his application online, which made the process much quicker and easier. It isn't just for business that Dylan uses online government services, though. When voting, Dylan used to have to travel to the polling stations and queue up. However, he's recently been able to vote in some local government elections using online e-voting. This is really useful as it was much quicker and more convenient. Online tax returns, online application for grants and benefits, and e-voting are all online government services that are a massive help and convenience to us. Communication services, real-time information services, commerce services, and government services are just a few ways we use online services in our daily lives. Next lesson, we'll look at 5 more online services that we use on a regular basis.